Hello and welcome to this desktop to web Unit 4 ERP video. I'm Matt from the Arribatec Training Centre, and in this video we'll be looking at ordered reports. So how ordered reports are used in web, what the differences are from desktop, and also having a look at them in ERPx just to see a comparison. So if I open up desktop, what we're used to seeing in desktop is a whole bunch of ordered reports. And so, for example, if I was to go into financials, into batch input, if I wanted to do a BIF import, I would go into batch input, transactions from external system, and then I would either click on this ordered report, or I can click the plus and see the individual variants of that base ordered report. So I could select it here and then choose my variant from the list, or select it from my list directly. All right, once that's run, once any ordered report in the system is run, I could go into maintenance of ordered reports using the icon at the very top, normally the way it's done, or there is also in common maintenance of ordered reports. Either way, maintenance of ordered reports will open. If I press F7, there's everything by default that I have run. So these are just my ordered reports because the user is filtered by default. If I wanted to take that out and press F7 again, then I can see everything that's been run by not just me, but other people or the system, if it's scheduled to run. And so that is both my ordered reports and everyone else's ordered reports. If I was to click on, for example, this one here, SEO7, so this is a remittance proposal, double click on that one, and this one contains 3 different files, so they're all existing within that one line on my ordered report screen. And of course, if I click on one of those, it will show me the output. It could be a PDF, could be an LIS file. There might not be any output, but either case, you'll be able to see it in this list. All right, so that's the standard way in desktop that you use ordered reports and that you can then view the ordered report once it has run. Now, the way of looking at ordered reports, we have, generally speaking, this top section that whenever I've trained this, we always say, completely ignore that top section. Anything from 11 onwards, or the bold line onwards, that's stuff that could be amended. Anything above that you shouldn't touch. There are certain scenarios where you might want to change the server queue, but generally speaking that's very rare. And if you wanted to see what the fixed parameters were, so those things that you can't change relating to this ordered report, then you can click on show fixed parameters and you'll see all those things listed below. So remember, we've still got these 3 sections there. We've got our top section, we've got our open items, or open parameters I should say, and we've got our fixed parameters down below. All right, so let's have a look how all this looks then in web, in ERP7/CR. So if I go to the same place, if I wanted to, again, do a BIF import, so I've written my BIF file to the data import folder, and then I want to import that, I go down to accounting. At the bottom of the screen, I've got batch input and then import transactions. Now notice here that there is no extension past this. I can't directly go by default to any of the variants of import transactions. And in fact, import transactions, if I click on that, isn't even the same screen as you see in desktop. Transactions from external system is what we came into here, and then batch input transactions from external system. And separately here we have batch input maintenance, where if there was an error with an accelerator or BIF upload, you'd be able to see that, maybe make a change here, or delete the batch. So in web, in this particular example, they've merged those 2 screens, the import and the maintenance, into one screen, which is import transactions. So if I click on here it comes straight into the maintenance screen, and you can find your batch ID and see it and make changes to it if you need to, or delete the whole batch. And down the bottom here, this button, this is import. So that is that import transactions ordered report. Again, no variants can be seen here. So if I click on that, There we go. Now we have our ordered report screen that we hopefully recognize from desktop. So we've got our variant at the top. There's our options there. Again, just coming back to here, there's the same options we get at the top of our ordered report screen. Once one is chosen, so let me just choose 100 and then tab. The general parameters, those are the things that you never change, the things above the bold line in desktop. Okay, so they're kind of hidden away under general parameters. We've got our open parameters, those things that are defaulted, but maybe you can change or amend at the point of running the order report. And then we've got our fixed parameters, all those things that are hidden away are hidden there down the bottom. So we have all that same information, it's just displayed slightly differently. Now, one of the key things here I mentioned is that you haven't got access to go directly to a variant by default. You have to go to, in this case, import transactions, and then choose your variant from the list. Whereas in desktop, you might be used to going plus and then choose your variant directly, so you don't have to choose it from the base report. You can actually make it so that you have menu access to specific variants, because as soon as you choose a variant, this is a system admin task, you've got the option to create menu. You create the menu and then you have some options of where to put it in your screen. The create menu, actually what's it called? If I go down to here, custom menu items, there you go, system setup, custom menu items. The options of where you can put those variant specific ordered reports. It's very picky and a bit weird to use. It's a very strange screen. There we go, this is the one I've created that and put it within, well, below batch input, because you can't put it inside, again, by default, there's always a way. But what that's done, I've created that variant shortcut, I've given myself access to it, and so now back in accounting, it's appearing in this kind of catch-all miscellaneous accounting section. So there it is, there's that variant. So I can go directly to that variant if I want, rather than having to go to import transactions and then click on the import button. I can come straight here. Now there is a way that you can, if you want, say I want this to be in here, but that has to be done using a bit of SQL, which I'm going to tackle in a different video. So it is possible, but not out of the box. All right, so we have our merged import transaction screen. Another example of a merged screen is accounts payable. So if I come to accounts payable and then payments, we've got our remittance screen and then our remittance folder, then remittance screen. In desktop, if I go to the same place, so financials, accounts payable, payments, and then remittance, you can see the little icon here. You've got remittance proposal, rerun, and confirmation. Those are three different ordered reports. The confirmation has a variant associated with it. The rest of them are just standard. There aren't any special variants created. So we've got three different ordered reports. If I come back here, we don't have three ordered reports. We have one screen, which is remittance. So again, those three have been merged. And if I click on remittance, come through to this screen, you can see run proposal, rerun proposal, and confirm proposal. All of those three ordered reports have been put into one screen. So there's a kind of trend that you'll see when moving from desktop to web. The lack of specific variants, although you can add them through create menu, and the merging of sometimes multiple ordered reports into one screen. All right, another factor when looking at ordered reports is, if I go back to the import transactions variant here, is that you'll notice there's a button at the bottom saying your ordered reports. So essentially whenever you save, and let me just save this one just so I can get the order number that you're kind of used to seeing. There we go. You'll notice it says here you've got the order number and it says it's available to see in your ordered reports. So this is now the difference between maintenance of ordered reports and how ordered reports are viewed in web. So if I click on OK, you'll see at the bottom of every ordered report screen in the system in web, you'll have a Your Ordered Reports direct link. So you can go directly to it from here. There is no maintenance of ordered reports screen. And the reason it's called Your Ordered Reports, very obviously, is because it only shows things that you have ordered. So this screen is always going to have the user being you. And you can see what I've just run then is now finished, and it's not going to pick up anything because I haven't set it. I just pressed save. But you can see the ordered report is run. You can see all the normal information you'd expect to see, the status, what time it was scheduled, the report ID, and the file name. You've also got the refresh button in the bottom left. So whereas in desktop you would maybe keep hammering the F7 button to refresh the report until the status was finished, here you would press refresh instead until it was finished. You've always got direct access to this screen. Now, if you wanted to see things created or ordered reports that are run by other people or the system, then if I go back into the main menu down to Common, and then into ordered reports, you can see here, there again, you've got your ordered reports which you can go to directly, or you've got all ordered reports, which, as I mentioned, they're things that have been run by not just you, but other people as well. All right, in terms of the options available in your ordered reports, you have your scheduled from and to range here. So if I want to see things from a bit earlier on, I can set this back to the 16th, click on filter, and there you go, I've got things going back to last week. Okay, if I do the same thing in desktop, so we've got our filter, and it just shows the last, I think, 30 days, something like that, worth of reports. If we take this one, for example, this number 34 here, this is an SU07, which is a remittance proposal. If I double click on that, the output of that is 3 different files, and those 3 files are all contained within the same line in maintenance of ordered reports. If we look at web then and look at number 34, you'll see that there are 334 lines, each with their different file name. So another difference between desktop and web is that you will see each of those files listed individually rather than being kind of collapsed into one line like you see it in desktop. All right, otherwise you've got your show log and your show report, so the same things you get in desktop when you double click on it to show the report, or single click on the line and say show log if you're doing you want to do some error checking or see what's happened. Now, another thing you can do in desktop while we're here is you can go to setup and you can press F7 and look for, if you want to add, for example, the variant to see which variant was run. You can click on that, say OK, and now I have the variant listed down the right hand side. Now, out of the box in web, you can't do that. You've only got this set of columns, and you can't add to it. Even through Windows options, you'll only see this set of columns. So the variant does exist in the table, and all I say to that is that if you use Web Screen Configurator, then you can add that in. I did promise to have a look at ERPx as well, so if I go into the ERPx, you'll see that it's very similar to web. There's not really going to be much different to show you if I use the same example I used before by going into accounting, scrolling down and going to batch input. There's our import transactions. Wait for that to load, and there we've got our maintenance screen that we go into and our import button at the bottom. There we go, so we've got lots of variants in there. Just do registered invoice, so if I was to run that, again I've got my order number available in your ordered reports. Okay, there's your ordered reports, and there we go, there's the information. Anyway, I hope that was useful. Thanks as always for watching.